Picture yourself traveling back to the very end of the Cretaceous period, around 68 to 66 million years ago. The air is warm and heavy. The ground trembles with the footsteps of giants, and dense forests stretch endlessly to the horizon. In this ancient world, one creature stands out as a symbol of strength, resilience, and unmistakable majesty: the Triceratops. With its 3 iconic horns and massive bone frill, this dinosaur has become one of the most recognizable figures in prehistory. But behind its famous appearance lies a far deeper story, one shaped by evolution, intense competition, and a landscape teeming with life. Triceratops was a colossal herbivore, a true titan among plant-eating dinosaurs. Its name, meaning three-horned face, perfectly captures the essence of its intimidating look. 2 long brow horns curved forward above its eyes, each capable of reaching nearly 3 feet in length. These horns were thick, sharp, and impressively strong, each one a natural spear capable of piercing the hide of even the deadliest predators. Below them sat a shorter nose horn, completing the fearsome trio that made Triceratops a creature few enemies dared to challenge. But its most striking feature might have been the enormous frill extending from the back of its skull, a great shield of bone that arched backward like a giant crown. This frill wasn't merely for defense. It likely played multiple roles, from protection to communication, intimidation, and even courtship displays. Some scientists believe that, much like the antlers of modern-day elk or the crests of birds, the frill allowed individuals to recognize each other and establish dominance without the need for constant battle. In sheer size, Triceratops was astonishing. Adults could grow up to 30 feet long, stand over 10 feet tall, and weigh between 6 and 12 tons. Its body was muscular and barrel-shaped, supported by 4 powerful legs that helped distribute its immense weight. Despite its bulk, it was far from slow or clumsy. Its sturdy frame and low center of gravity offered surprising stability, especially during confrontations. When threatened, a Triceratops could brace itself like a living fortress, ready to stand its ground or launch a devastating charge at an attacker. As a herbivore, Triceratops relied on an impressive feeding system that was perfectly adapted to a world dominated by tough, fibrous plants. Its beak, sharp and curved like that of a parrot, allowed it to slice through vegetation with precision. But inside its mouth lay its true secret weapon: dense clusters of teeth arranged into dental batteries. These batteries, essentially rows of self-sharpening teeth stacked atop one another, acted like grinding machines capable of shredding and pulverizing even the toughest plant matter. They continually replaced themselves throughout the dinosaur's life, ensuring it always had the tools needed to process the ferns, cycads, palms, and woody shrubs that filled its habitat. Triceratops lived in a region known as Laramidia, a long, narrow landmass that formed the western side of North America during the Late Cretaceous. This environment was a patchwork of forests, river plains, swamps, and open woodland, all bathed in a warm, humid climate that allowed plant life to flourish. It was a world shared with some of the largest and most famous dinosaurs ever known. Duck-billed Edmontosaurus roamed in great numbers. Armored Ankylosaurus lurked like living tanks, and towering Tyrannosaurus rex patrolled the landscape as its apex predator. In this thriving ecosystem, Triceratops played a critical role, both as a primary consumer of vegetation and as a formidable opponent capable of defending itself with lethal force. For decades, scientists imagined Triceratops as a mostly solitary animal, largely because fossil discoveries typically revealed individual skeletons rather than large herds. However, newer research has opened the door to another possibility. Fossils of younger individuals found together suggest that juveniles may have formed small social groups, perhaps for protection or learning. Their frills and horns were smaller and less developed, growing more elaborate as they matured, hinting at potential roles in communication or social ranking. While adult Triceratops may have been more independent, their behavior was likely far more complex than once thought. Their horns could have been used not only for defense, but also in ritualized combat with rivals, much like how modern bison clash in displays of strength and dominance. Despite their peaceful plant-eating lifestyle, Triceratops were far from defenseless. With massive size, incredible jaw power, and 3 deadly horns, they stood as one of the few dinosaurs capable of facing down a charging Tyrannosaurus rex and possibly surviving the encounter. Confrontations between Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus rex were among the most dramatic battles the Cretaceous world could offer. Fossils reveal clear evidence of combat. Healed puncture wounds on Triceratops frills that match the shape of Rex teeth, as well as Triceratops horns that appear to have been broken, regrown, or worn down through repeated clashes. These marks paint a vivid picture of a landscape where survival was a constant test of strength, awareness, and determination. When threatened, a Triceratops could lower its massive head, brace its sturdy legs, and transform itself into a living shield. Its long brow horns became deadly lances, and its frills served as a barrier to protect the vital neck region. In many encounters, the outcome likely depended on who struck first and how well the Triceratops could hold its ground against the biting force of a predator capable of delivering one of the strongest bites in Earth's history. Beyond these violent encounters, the life cycle of Triceratops is a fascinating journey of growth and transformation. Juveniles looked quite different from adults. They were smaller, more lightly built, and had shorter horns and simpler frills. As they aged, their horns sharpened and elongated, and their frills became more distinctive, almost like nature slowly sculpting them into the majestic adults we recognize today. This gradual change suggests a strong role for visual communication. Younger individuals may have relied on safety in small groups, while adults depended on size, strength, and intimidation to protect themselves. The frill itself may have displayed bright patterns or colors, though the evidence is limited. If true, these displays could have helped signal maturity, attract mates, or discourage rivals without engaging in costly physical conflict. Triceratops belonged to a much larger family of horned dinosaurs known as ceratopsians, which included species with spectacular frills, elaborate horns, and diverse features. But even among this remarkable group, Triceratops stood out as one of the last and largest of its lineage. Its evolution reflects millions of years of adaptation to shifting climates, changing plant life, and new predators. By the Late Cretaceous, it had become one of the dominant herbivores of Western North America, shaping the ecosystems it inhabited through sheer size and appetite. Every day, an adult Triceratops likely consumed hundreds of pounds of vegetation, influencing plant growth and the structure of its environment much like elephants do in modern ecosystems. Yet, even the most powerful creatures could not escape the greatest catastrophe in Earth's history. Around 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid struck the Yucatan Peninsula, triggering global wildfires, earthquakes, tsunamis, and ultimately blocking sunlight for months. Plant life collapsed, temperatures dropped, and the food chains that sustained dinosaurs rapidly crumbled. Triceratops, despite its strength and evolutionary success, vanished along with the rest of the non-avian dinosaurs. It was one of the last dinosaurs to walk the Earth, and likely among the final species to disappear as the world it depended on fell apart. Though extinct, Triceratops has left a legacy that continues to inspire awe. It has become a global symbol of prehistoric life, powerful, iconic, and instantly recognizable. Its fossils are among the most common and best-preserved dinosaur remains, allowing scientists to study its anatomy in extraordinary detail. Over the last century, it has appeared in museums, documentaries, and countless works of art and film, shaping the way people imagine the ancient world. More than just a creature of the past, Triceratops represents the strength and diversity of life on Earth, a reminder of both nature's grandeur and its fragility. And as paleontologists uncover more fossils and new technologies emerge, our understanding of this remarkable dinosaur continues to grow, revealing new secrets about how it lived, fought, and thrived in a world long lost to time.